The preview trailer for Pokémon Horizons episode 98 might be one of the most insane ones in ages. It was like bombshell after bombshell after bombshell of things that fans didn't see coming. So yeah, from the evolutions, to the emotions, to a very controversial battle, I want to talk all about it in this video. The episode title is Reunion in Cortondo, and the episode is pretty much what it says on the tin. Liko, Roy and Naruto will be reuniting with Dot, and then afterwards, all of them will be reuniting with Murdock too, for the first time in a whole year. First of all, let's talk about Dot. It really seems like this will be the episode where she finally rejoins the team. We knew that she would eventually because of the opening theme, but I'm just really glad that it didn't take too long. Dot was always such a core part of the Horizon Volt Tacklers, so I don't know, it feels right to have her by Liko and Roy's side again. But Murdock is where things get really interesting. I really don't think he's going to be on board with Liko and Roy's plan to reform the Rising Volt Tacklers. The pain of losing Friede and also Spinel tricking the entire world to hate him, that just makes it all too risky for Murdock to be okay with our young heroes putting themselves in the firing line again, especially when Murdock was the one who decided to disband the Rising Volt Tacklers in the first place. So I don't think Murdock is going to like the idea at all. But what we do know for sure though is that Liko is going to have a rematch battle against Katy, the gym leader, so I think that battle is going to tie into all the Murdock stuff. I think that Liko's growth and her determination in the battle against Katy, I think that'll be the thing that helps to change Murdock's mind. It could be the thing to convince him that this new generation is ready to lead the charge. But we'll talk about that more later in the video, because right now we've got to talk about two big reveals in the preview trailer. First of all, Murdock's Rockruff has evolved into a midday Lycanroc. It must have happened during the 1 year time skip, dude, and that's huge. I didn't see it coming at all. Rockruff was always Murdock's baby, you know? I thought he would always take that role. He's never really been much of a battler, so I never really thought he'd evolve. But that really makes me theorize that maybe Murdock and his Pokemon have been training hard during the 1 year time skip. Maybe they're trying to become stronger to help prevent another tragedy like what happened to Friede. Maybe Murdock wants to be strong enough to protect the people around him like Dot and Liko and Roy. That would be really awesome character progression for him. I'd love that, man. It would be so unique and so well thought out. It does feel a tiny bit goofy though that Murdock's Rockruff has somehow evolved after just being at a restaurant for a whole year baking cakes or whatever. Meanwhile, Roy's Crocodile still hasn't evolved, even after all those battles against legendary Pokemon and champions, and even after a whole year of traveling Carlos and training hard. But it doesn't really matter, you know? I'd rather see Crocodile evolve on screen rather than during the time skip. I just find it funny to think about. It's also worth mentioning that this means Murdock has a midday Lycanroc, and we know his sister, Franca, Dot's mum, has a midnight Lycanroc. Maybe that implies that Dot could end up getting a dusk form Lycanroc someday, since she's a mix of both of them. I'm not sure if the writers would do that because dusk form Lycanroc is so Ash-coded, is so heavily tied to Ash, and they wouldn't want the backlash, but it would be pretty cool, man. Or maybe they could finally introduce a Dawn form Lycanroc, and Dot can get that one instead. That'd be great, and it would mean that Ash's Lycanroc won't be made less special. But now let's talk about the big battle of the episode. Liko vs Katy, round 2. This time, Liko is using Pagogo. You heard me right, Terapagos. And Katy is using her Ursaring. That's already wild, man. First of all, Katy's Teddiursa evolved, which is really cool to see. I really love that it feels like all the trainers have been progressing and becoming stronger during the 1 year time skip too, not just our heroes. It makes the world feel more alive, you know? If our heroes were a year older and stronger, but everyone else they met were exactly where they left them a year ago, that would have been weird. It wouldn't have felt right, dude. And Katy's Teddiursa was already a little menace as a baby. I'm excited to see what it's like now as a grown-up Ursaring. But yeah, Liko choosing Terapagos as her Pokemon, that has a lot of people confused and conflicted. Terapagos is a super powerful legendary Pokemon. It was able to 1v1 the Black Rayquaza for a while, doing big damage and tanking its attacks, and it literally had the power to erase Laqua from existence. Liko is literally showing up at the first gym with the equivalent to a nuclear bomb. I find that so funny. I have no idea how Katy is gonna put up any kind of fight at all. A lot of fans are joking that Liko is gonna absolutely bully Katy, showing up at her gym with Terapagos and absolutely curb stomping her, but then other fans are using it to criticize Liko as a character. They're wondering why the heck she even needs to use Terapagos to beat a gym leader for the first time ever. Basically, they're trying to call her weak for that reason, saying that she needs a legendary Pokemon to even beat a gym. And that kind of annoys me, I'm not gonna lie. Liko is not weak. She could definitely win the battle whether she she chose Terapagos, Meowscarada, Hattrem, but hey, I guess some people will try and find any reason to hate on her. Personally though, I think Terapagos being used here is perfect and makes complete sense. Fulfilling Lucius's wish to stop the Laqueum and save the world means everything to both Liko and Terapagos. It's a dream and a goal for both of them. And Liko vs Katy in this episode isn't just a regular gym battle. It's all about Liko showing her strength and her bond with her Pokemon, and more importantly in my opinion, I think the battle is all about Liko fighting for the dream that she still believes in, to get back the truth of the rising Voltacklers and to save the world from the Laqueum. Liko battling Katy here in front of Murdock could be her way to show how much she wants this, to show how she's willing to fight for it, and Terapagos feels the same way too, so him volunteering to battle is perfect. And then witnessing the resolve and the strength of Liko and Terapagos against Katy, I think that'll be what wins Murdock over. That'll be what gets him on their side and agrees with their path ahead. And in general, in a way, Katy has always represented how far Liko has come. Katy was Liko's first ever gym leader opponent early on in her journey, and Liko failed to defeat her. And then later in the series, Liko and Katy fought side by side, showing that Liko had caught up to Katy after everything. They were equals at that point. And now Liko returning to battle Katy with a full strength Terapagos at her side, after a year of growth and development, she's definitely going to show how far she's surpassed Katy now. It's so clear now that Katy has always been a measuring stick in Pokémon Horizons. That sounds crazy with no context. But yeah, she's always been a measuring stick for Liko's growth in battles, and now she's being used as a measuring stick to show how serious Liko is about reforming the Rising Voltacklers, about getting back their reputation, their future. I love that, man, it's such a good use of a gym leader. And now we have to talk about the possibility of Urito being awkward around Katy. Katy really has such a confident, forward vibe, and Urito is terrified of girls. And I bet he's even more terrified when those girls are older and more confident. It's gonna be hilarious, and I'm definitely expecting at least one super awkward scene between them. We know Katy gets super serious and fierce and scary when people misbehave around her, so I really hope that Urito misbehaves before Katy arrives, and then she witnesses it and acts that way towards Urito. His reaction would be so funny, dude. One final detail that I noticed about the preview trailer is that Murdock's Tatsugiri is nowhere to be seen. Where the heck did they go, dude? Are they back at the restaurant? Did Murdock release them? Did they end up going with another crew member? It's a small thing, but I am really curious. Surely the writers didn't forget about them. I guess we'll see, man. Maybe Murdock will mention them even if we don't see them. So yeah, episode 98 is shaping up to be a big one, dude. I mean, 2 evolutions are revealed in just the preview trailer is already crazy. And then Terapagos vs Katy is gonna be crazy too. Dot rejoining our heroes will be great. So yeah, for those reasons, I can't wait to watch it on Friday. Let me know your thoughts on the upcoming episode in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video then feel free to like and subscribe, that would really help me out a ton. Come join our Discord server and maybe consider becoming a channel member. And really quick, a big shout out to all of my current channel members too. The Duff One, Not Mini, Hope, Blazing Shots, Shiny Charm, Jay, Jascadia, Zach, Poke-san, Regular San, Dowpals, Racco, Toten. I really appreciate you guys. And on that note, thank you all so much for watching and best wishes until we meet again.